First Alert 4 is continuing to follow the problem of vacant and decaying buildings that are plaguing St. Louis. This month, we have shown you people living inside multiple properties that are dangerous and falling apart, and we've taken your concerns directly to City Hall. Well, today, our Shoshana Stahl got an inside look at some South City buildings that have been vacant for years and heard from one local organization trying to make a change.
We are actually seeing the change that we want to see, where I didn't see this avenue, 10 years ago.
For Sean Spencer, tackling vacant problem properties in St. Louis isn't just his job, but a passion.
Our neighborhoods and our architecture is what draws people to St. Louis, so we want to preserve what we can.
He's the executive director of the Tower Grove Community Development Corporation, which focuses on economic development not only in Tower Grove, but also in neighboring communities that need the help.
We go in to the toughest neighborhoods and we take on the toughest challenges.
The CDC is getting control of these buildings through litigation. Currently, there are 3 properties in that stage, and 6 others are being rehabbed. On Tuesday, Spencer showing us some of those properties. This building on Chippewa was a mixed-use building which sat vacant for a decade. New renovations are underway in a partnership with the International Institute.
We are creating 2, 3, and 4 bedroom apartments for immigrants that are coming to St. Louis that are larger families.
This house in the Bevo Mill neighborhood has sat vacant for at least 5 years. These photos show the state the property was in when the CDC took control.
It was a 2-family in pretty dire shape.
Construction just starting, knocking down a wall inside.
We're turning this one into a single family to be able to provide a stakeholder in the neighborhood that has a lot of rentals that can keep their eyes on the neighborhood and on the block.
This building here at Humphrey and Grand has sat vacant since 1996. So for 30 years, neighbors have looked at it abandoned and dilapidated. But it took 2 lawsuits before the CDC finally got control of it.
It was a hoarder. It was somebody that did not want to take action on their building. It was very aggressive with building inspectors. Just was not a person that was going to be able to do what we needed him to do to keep the building safe and stable.
So how do the lawsuits work? Spencer says phase 1 is fixing the exterior code violations. The CDC pays for the work, then the owner has to pay them back.
We are making problem property owners take action.
If they don't, Spencer says it goes into phase 2, where the CDC is able to take control of the building and renovate it.
We get the building without paying for it, but there's always the but. Back taxes, which is usually multiple years, do need to be paid. Utilities, MSD, any past due water bills, all those things do come out of our pocket. So it's not necessarily free, but it's less than having to pay for something on the market.
Spencer says the CDCs can't do it alone. It's a collaborative effort with the city as well.
The building division, making sure that they are doing their inspections, making sure that the assessor is keeping track of the fines and the paid property taxes. The alderperson is pressuring and making sure that the city services are doing what they need to do to make sure we know that these properties are vacant.
But he says there are still things that need to be fixed at City Hall.
The vacancies might need just a vacant property inspector instead of having one inspector do everything in a particular area. More inspectors, more investments in technologies. We can get better.
Spencer says when it comes to the vacant buildings, their goal is to renovate and rehab as many of them as possible. This one here near the Botanical Gardens, he says the bank is pushing for demolition on, but he wants to try to preserve it. In the city, Shoshana Stahl, First Alert 4.